What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing good. This is Ashton here, and I'm just doing a little breakdown of 6 weeks post-op Achilles surgery. So, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I had Achilles surgery 6 weeks ago. I tore it in the middle of the tendon, so I didn't tear it off the bone, but I had that repaired, and I'm 6 weeks post-op now. So, I'm just gonna give you guys an idea of what it's like in this point of time for me, and I say this every time, it's different for everybody, so take it case by case, but I'm just giving you an idea of how to progress through things and how I'm progressing through things as an athlete as well. So last time we spoke, I was going driving that day at the 5 week mark, like 2 days past the 5 week mark, and things are fantastic. Can't complain. The only problem I had driving, one, it takes about a couple kilometers. I mean, Canada's a kilometers, for you to get used to braking and gassing and putting your foot on the gas. Two being, and this is depending on your case too. By the time I started driving, I still had some scabbing on the very bottom, kind of right near the heel where the incision went down. So what ended up happening is, and this was my fault, not anybody's fault, nobody else's fault. I went driving, and then I took my family out for a drive because we haven't been out driving for about 6 weeks. And I wanted to test out the highway. We tested out the highway, so I did a little too much driving. But what ended up happening is that scab ended up ripping off a little bit from going from the gas and the back of the shoe. So what I suggest is, if you're starting to drive right away, either if you can drive in flip-flops or sandals, do that and keep the heel scab from not getting rubbed off. What I ended up doing is I ended up digging out an old pair of shoes that were really messed up and flexible. Like they had kind of have like holes in the side too. But whatever, it's like my driving shoe now. So I'm just driving with it until the heel kind of builds up that resistance, the skin kind of gets back to it. It keeps kind of happening. I've been driving now for a week and a half, a little bit like that, and I've been doing highway and everything, no problem. And that's the only issue I have. Some mornings when the tendon is really tight and I'm trying to drive, it doesn't feel the greatest in the shoe. I can't drive without shoes. Some people can. So if you can, go for you. But I can't. So that's the only difficulty with the driving. Other than that, it's perfectly okay. The tendon is is good, and the only difficulty I can see people having driving is just this, if your ankle is still swollen. Mine's still swollen, but it's not affecting me in that motion. So what I did to get ready for that is I put a pillow on the floor in my living room, and I would press down on the pillow as if I'm accelerating, and then move and brake, and just do it on the pillow. Get used to the movement. I still do it even though I'm good right now. I still do it just to keep the ankle and start stimulating the nerves to do those kind of things. I've had to emergency brake, like brake hard a few times, and it feels fine. So no problems there. I've been walking an incredible amount, so I'm almost completely unreliant to the boot. At this phase, and it depends on your case as well, our goal is to get out of that damn boot. And so I was wearing the boot for the first little bit at the 6 week mark. And then I kind of realized it was hampering me more than helping me, because my ankle is getting better, so my Achilles and everything wants to move in the boot, and because the boot keeps your stuff tight and at that certain angle, it actually hurt more. So I was getting more heel pain in the boot at this phase because my ankle wanted to move. So I've been ditching the boot. Now it depends what you do for a living, and it depends on your activity. At home, I'm completely bootless, and only recently I've started to like go do short walks, like literally just across the street without the boot. Just be really careful, because this is the phase where if you take a misstep, you step off the curb wrong, you could easily re-tear it. It's healed. The tendon is heel, but it's still sensitive. Your calf isn't strong enough. So just be real careful with that. So I started just going across the street, taking my daughter to the park, and getting the feel for that before I go any crazier. Um, what I've noticed is I can stand up longer on it. So I'd say I'd give myself about half hour I can stand still because I'm a trainer too, so I work with clients. So after about half hour, I'd have to sit down just to give it a little bit of a rest. But for the most part, it's getting better, and the only way to get to be able to stand for long periods again is to basically just do it and do it smartly. So that's completely up to you and how you're living your life. But that's my advice: is to just every day stand up for a lot longer. So half an hour. Start with 10 minutes. Start 20 minutes. 30, so on. In terms of working out, things are really picking up in terms of working out. So I'm doing full-fledged workouts most of the time. Obviously, some exercises are limited, but I got the go-ahead to do glute raises because you're putting weight through the heel anyway. So you can do those glute raises and start building up things like that. So what I'm gonna do is at the end of this video, you're gonna see a little bit of my workout routine, a little bit of my rehab stuff I'm doing rehab-wise now because we're doing so much walking and getting back to regular daily activities. We haven't added too much rehab to my program. So basically, what I'm doing right now, I'm really relearning how to climb stairs. So if you have a stepper, I have a stepper at home. If you don't have a stepper, you can use a stool. Really work on small stair climbing. So what's the biggest issue is not leading with the foot up. Uh, the biggest issue is actually coming downstairs because when you're coming down the stair and you're leaving the foot that you had the surgery on, it wants to stretch the calf and the Achilles on the way down, and it's just super tight. So I suggest that you warm your body up fully. Do bike, whatever. I'm doing about half hours on the bike now, so that's picking up real fast. And I'm pushing through the toe instead of the heel. But if you get that tendon super warm, sweat, drip some sweat, do your regular workout, and then do your rehab. So what I'm finding is that the step downs and the step ups are a lot easier when the tendon's warm and it's stretched out a bit. So all we're doing for the rehab is we're doing the band stuff. So if the angle, this is the ankle, we're just doing the band stuff. We're holding a very light band, not heavy yet, side to side as well with the band, and isometric holds. So putting your foot against a wall or a ball or any object and just pushing it, holding it for 10 seconds and getting that force, and then releasing, doing that all four ways, so pressing that way as well to get the calf activation. So those are the main rehab things right now. The main goal for us is to get walking and to get moving. So that's happening. The only setback I would say is I get calf cramping sometimes, and late at night when you're sitting around watching TV or just chilling, that tendon tightens up fully. And by the end of the day, your ankle swells significantly. So I haven't been on top of the icing thing, so I'm gonna get better at that. And so make sure you're icing and keeping everything, the swelling down. That's the key part with this increased movement that you're getting. Anyway, that's it for me. Stay tuned for that video. It's coming up right now.